On how to lead a truly successful life, how to live successfully, living a good practical life, practical wisdom, and how to make good decisions. Are you struggling to maintain your inner peace? Eckhart Tolle is the #1 popular spiritual author in the United States for a reason. He's renowned with his teachings focusing on awakening consciousness, transcending your ego, and getting rid of discursive thinking and inspiration for human evolution. And he has an amazing YouTube called How to Live, where he helps millions of people around the world just keep living lives vibrant and by living life in the present moment. With Eckhart's help, you're going to learn how to master it in your mindset and master your thoughts, control your emotions, your joyfulness, and have a meaningful existence. And he'll show you how to stay grounded even in times of chaos. So some of those times during imbalance or finding stillness within oneself matters. Is in those circumstances, what happens comes to play. So in this video, we'll discuss 3 key concepts of Eckhart Tolle's unconditional consciousness, stepping into the power of the present moment. Number 2, we're going to talk about breaking away from unhappiness, experimenting from removing mental commentary. And number 3, a recipe for living out of collective ego. If that makes sense, please don't hesitate to subscribe and follow. So once upon a time, there was a young girl in Detroit, Michigan named Adrienne Mays, serial entrepreneur. And the story I'm going to tell about Adrienne, having to build successful businesses over the years, always looking out for the next big opportunity is what a serial entrepreneur does. So while looking online, heard about the power of affiliate marketing and just how it could transform people, ways to make money online. It just intrigued me as a digital marketer. But the intriguing part is there's 5 billion people online. So, but still decided to pursue the venture and hopefully encouraging the billionaire mindset in a lot of people, but as well as myself, as this is something new. So Adrienne has been a learner, just researching, and having the right mindset is one of the steps within the growth. But achieving that key amount of success with affiliate marketing, it has to be able to come with the mindset help. Now, Eckhart Tolle has mindset assistance. This masterpiece he has created is just understanding the importance of having a positive mindset, even to transcend the ego, to lead to a successful place. So Adrienne started applying some of these habits, these teachings in my own life, noticing the significant choice and shift out of approach of business, relationships, personal as well as financial. No longer plagued by making excuses and the constant chatter in your mind of finding a sense of inner peace and balance that was missing before, just a missing piece in your life. Inspired by the affiliate marketing journey, just to have teachings into his marketing strategies, understanding that making content that would actually encourage people not only to promote products and links online, but also to encourage the billionaire mindset and motivation to get over the hurdles and be focused on personal growth, self-consciousness, as well as awareness. So holding yourself accountable and being consistent, those are the keys to true success, not merely just accumulating wealth, but also living a life of purpose. And so Eckhart Tolle, he teaches how to lead a truly successful life with different tactics of business. And in this affiliate marketing concepts, just having that greater responsibility of understanding the thought process of knowing how mindset plays a part in how you can live in the present moment, embrace that moment, and then take the power of that message and share with others to be able to not only create financial wealth, but passive income. So Adrienne found herself moving through different courses and meeting new people online and approaching the steps of wealth and happiness and trying to instill the opportunities that, yes, you can make 10,000, 100,000, or even more online, but it's going to be actually accomplished with the right mindset to start. I mean, to achieve financial freedom, it also leads with time and sacrifice. So time is going to get on your side, but the key with affiliate marketing and how the empire is expanding as there's 5 billion people online, living in the present moment and fostering a billionaire mindset. I mean, to be able to reach millions of people, you have that opportunity with the online space. So it's a passion, a hope, an inspiration, showing people with the consistency that true success actually goes beyond just actually purchasing a course and investing and saying, okay, Throwing your links out is a depth consciousness of actually helping people get to their end result of their why, not just a transformation for yourself as a coach charging thousands of dollars for a course. It's the transformation of your students. And that's the actual bulk of Eckhart Tolle's teachings, focusing that billionaire mindset on the present moment and transcending your ego. It can lead to true success because, again, you inspire in those times when others, when they're faltering, when they're weak, when they need help. And so having that direction, that growth of mindset, that's the goal in regards to wanting to have being able to live in the present moment. So number one, what we're going to talk about is the unconditional consciousness, stepping into power of mindset. Now, are you staying in the present moment? Not getting caught up in the story of life of what happened yesterday or a week ago or 20 years ago? Unconditioned consciousness is action to take for your situation arising in you and using that energy to have unconditioned consciousness in regards to the power of wealth and dealing with the situation. Now, if there's something you need to do so suddenly, what Eckhart teaches you is to suddenly the right action, as Buddha calls it, he called it right action happens right away, of the aware of conceptualization, seeing what you want your end result to be and having that unhappy story, changing it to something positive. People think they're unhappy because of their circumstances or their lives. And in most cases, they are unhappy because of what they are allowing or telling themselves in their mind about what's going on and what happened. So that will happen if that's what you're telling your mind. It's a mental suffering. So for example, if you tell yourself that you're broke, you might not have $1, but you're rich and you have somewhere to stay and you have somewhere to live. That is somewhere that is literally a mindset shift that you actually have to accomplish. If you say you're homeless, for example, but you have a car to stay in, you have something more than someone else, I challenge you to convert your mental thinking, not into suffering. You just be what it is. And you just start experimenting with little things like in life that may cause you to irritate or people bothered you in the past. In those situations are very common when you look at life in a different way and you become aware that suddenly there's irritation arising or suddenly there's anger arising. And you become aware of that. And it doesn't actually feel too good when you actually make yourself aware. And the body knows, as again, it's like a trigger, right? You start with a headache, then your back hurts and your stomach hurts. So some type of irritation just consistently arises. But if you look more closely, you can kind of see what the situation really is. Or is what I'm saying about, is it really causing this, or the mind, my commentary of my mind causing this? You will find it's a mental cause most of the case. So that's kind of what Tolle teaches you in that second portion. Now, breaking away from unhappiness, experimenting with removing mental commentary. So let's experiment. Let's take it for example. Try viewing your current situation without the mental baggage that can lead to unhappiness. How does it feel to just be in the present moment without the commentary? It's the mental commentary that Eckhart Tolle tells you in regards to leading a truly successful life, that you have to identify with causes of happiness. And then you say, let's experiment with removing the commentary. How would I experience this situation? If I not had that mental block, what would actually occur? So in other words, you're just now with the actual moments, in the moment, without all the mental stuff being added to that moment. And it's just not happening. You're making it up in your mind. I don't want this to happen. I don't need this to happen. It's not. You're making it up. And then suddenly everything's fine. So a minute will go past and you're extremely irritated in one moment and then angry in another. But you couldn't differentiate between those emotions and those circumstances. And that's how we take everything in life. So the essence of just kind of understanding and differentiating between the circumstances, between the commentary that you have in your mind, that is going to be huge in regards to actually being able to get over the mental battles of being that single experienced person in that own phenomenon of your own mind. So it's crazy because, you really have the mindset of understanding the enormous pressures that you may have that life may bring. But again, the commentary that you tell yourself in that mental moment, in that mental mindset moment, which is powered of unconditional consciousness, like also the power. If you tell yourself you're going to be successful, then that's what your mind will believe. But if you tell yourself you're a failure, then that's what your mind will believe as well. So suddenly action, Buddha calls it right action happens. So it happens right when you actually make the moment to surrender. And just sometimes if you don't believe in God, you just believe. What does that mean? What does it really mean that you're going through? What is that unnecessary mental baggage and where does it come from? There are millions, if not billions of people that will go through life dysfunctional, state of consciousness, and pass that legacy down to their children and to their next children, creating all the suffering for themselves. And anybody who creates suffering for themselves creates suffering for those around them. So you're spreading unhappiness. So it calls for a normal life. It really spreads because, again, millions, if not billions, just imagine a whole country, like how COVID actually happened to the whole country as a collective. What is the collective state of consciousness? That in the country would actually be of one that will be of something that you don't expect. So every human is trapped in their own personal state because, again, everyone's journey is unique. So number 3, a recipe for living, stepping out of collective ego. We've been taught the wrong things in school. It's time to shift our minds in regards to understanding something else for ourselves. The world around us is changing. I mean, the collective is literally changing and it's make the shift. Perhaps a collective ego shift, maybe, in regards to the crazy opportunities as if you were raised back in 20, 30 years ago. It's different from now in 2023 with the opportunities available online, except that nobody has told people what's possible or not possible, and to a bigger scale at the schools. So what I'm talking about here and now should be the primary subject at schools for children: how to live, how to actually understand this useless stuff, and then the stuff that we actually should learn. But what is primary? Primary is how to live in a sane way. Eckhart goes over, I mean, you have to learn how to drive before you can get a license. He explains you can't get in a car without having learning the basic skills of how a car works, because it would cause havoc. It would be a danger to the people on the road, to yourself and others. So more than just driving, it's the concept. So that applies if you also can learn how to live, you'll spread it to your children. And then it'll affect the community. And then it'll affect your children in the right way and bring up the consciousness in our environment. But again, you still make mistakes. Yes, we're all human. But the key thing is how to lead a truly successful life is to know the basics of how to not live, not live in an insane way. Then your children grow up in that way. They don't live in an insane way, and they don't have to go through the enormous learning process that you had to go through when I had to go through. And things don't pass in negativity. I mean, the basic, what he was explaining was the Greek philosophers. That was the philosophy that at the time totally made things different during that time from what it is now. So basically, yes. Also, it was an early form of science, fundamentally teaching people how to live life to be applied in everyday life. So again, in this video, we discussed the 3 concepts from Eckhart Tolle's life story: how to live, unconsciousness, and unconditional consciousness, and stepping into the power of the present. Number 2, we talked about breaking away from unhappiness, experimenting with removal mental commentary. And number 3, a recipe for living, stepping out of the collective. And we discussed how to live successfully and how to live a life as possible, as positive as possible. It's a practical wisdom to know how to make good decisions and how to pass on to your legacy something positive. Now, if you have received value in this video, please don't hesitate to subscribe and follow and like and leave comments in regards to if this was valuable for you today. As again, we're attempting to how to live, how to understand to live together. We can actually get there. We have to do what the 1% are doing, and you can't make excuses for your process, because again, how you live, your billionaire mindset, you being a billionaire in the making, it all starts with you in the action that you take. But what happens here? This here will lead you, because if you don't know that everything is possible or anything is possible that you put your mind to, because I can, I will, and I must. Let's go.